welcome to today's press conference for the Stanford Cardinal student athletes. Stanford's Sports Information Director is John Cantalupi. Today we are joined by student athletes Elena Bozgana, Brooke Dimitri, and Chloe Clardy. We'll now take questions for the student athletes. Please state your name and affiliation at the beginning of each question. If you're on the Zoom call and have a question, please use the raise hand function, and I will call on you if we have time.
Hi, Marissa and Jemmy, Stanford Skill Chronicle. Chloe, you had a strong tournament in Vegas. How do you feel like your game has developed since the start of the year as a freshman, and how do you feel about your first tournament?
The tournament was a lot of fun. I feel like I just stay ready when my number's called, and my coaches and my teammates, they show a lot of confidence in me, and that helps drive me every day.
Ben Parker, CardinalSports.com. This question is for Brooke. Just talk about your development as a three-point shooter. That has obviously been a major strength of yours. Just what's been kind of the key to your kind of growth in that realm over the course of the season?
I think the main thing is just finding my shot within the offense when we need a bucket, putting it up and scoring. But just staying consistent and keep working on my shot. And then whenever the ball finds me, taking advantage of that.
Hi, ladies. Janie McCauley from AP. We were just hearing from Tara a little bit about the balance of needing rest over the past week and finals and also getting back on the practice floor. How has that sort of been in terms of getting everything done and getting ready for this and sort of regrouping from the Pac-12 tournament?
I think most of us are done right now with finals, which is good. It's challenging, but we're at Stanford, so we're used to that. And I think we're all so excited for the tournament right now. So I don't think anyone is like too stressed for school. Yeah.
And Brooke, is there chip on the shoulder is maybe the wrong word, but something extra motivation? I mean, coming off the Pac-12 tournament and losing on the home floor a year ago here, and it's a lot of people's final hurrah at Maples this weekend.
Well, obviously none of us were happy with the way it ended last year. Ended a little shorter than we wanted to. We wanted to make a longer run, so I think learning from that and applying it and just going as far as we can, and we really all enjoy playing with each other, so yeah, making that last as long as possible, especially with our seniors who are going to be gone next year. So yeah.
Ben Parker, CardinalSports.com. I don't care which player takes this. Elena, you can take this one. Just what do you guys know about Norfolk State so far? And yeah, that's the question. What do you know about them? Whatever their mascot is, I'm not even sure.
We know that they're very good, that they press a lot, that they're very aggressive. So Tara says that we need to focus on us in every game. So that's what we're gonna do. And I think we're very well prepared, and we're going to do our best tomorrow.
Chloe, I'm curious, what have you learned from Talana this year, and just like how much do you guys work together in practice and feed off of each other's game?
Yes, I've learned a lot, and just she's been a great mentor, and in all the drills and what practice games, she's always there to tell me if she sees something, so it's been a good help. And it's obviously a big transition from high school to college, so just the fact that she did that last year, she started most of the games, it's been a confidence booster for me.
Jerry McDonald from the Mercury News, and this could be for any one of you or all of you. You talked about learning from the way the season ended last year on your home floor. Can you be a little more specific on what did you learn from that?
I think the biggest thing that we learned and really tried to apply this year is like play with joy and have fun, and just really enjoy playing with each other. And I mean, I feel confident speaking for the team for this, and we really all do enjoy playing with each other very much. And I think you can tell when we're on the floor, and I think that has contributed to a lot of our success. So yeah, playing with joy.
Yeah, I completely agree with Brooke. I think last year we had the pressure that we had to prove ourselves. We still have that pressure, but I think we are so much better in having fun throughout the process and, yeah, playing with each other and for each other.
Chloe, did you want to touch on that one? Or?
Oh, you're good.
No. Okay. thinking, I just lost my train of thought for a second. But going back to how Tara always talks about the journey, Elena, and the months to lead up to March and preparing every player and different rotations, and she always tries to get everyone big game experience from the get-go, it seems. How much does that matter when March comes around, where everybody's probably played with each other, been in different scenarios, different lineups, so that, so everybody's ready to contribute on the big stage?
Yeah, I mean, I think Tara does a really great job of lining us up for success and putting us in situations where we can be successful. So getting us that early experience earlier on in the season is really key. And no situation is ever going to be the same on the floor. So just always being ready, and we always try to drill it in practice, whatever it may be. But yeah, I think one thing Tara does a very good job is preparing us for those moments. So yeah.
I don't have anything to add. I feel it can be hard in the beginning of the season because there were many people together that maybe haven't played with each other before, like Chloe, I haven't played with her before. But right now we feel that we click together, and yeah, I think different lineups in different games and different people contributing in every game. We've seen that, and I think that's going to happen again in the tournament.
Ben Parker, CardinalSportsReport.com. For all the players, a lot of talk about Tara and what you guys have learned from her as a coach, but right alongside her, associate head coach Kate Pay has been there for a very, very long part of that journey as well. I'm just curious what you guys have learned from Kate and what you guys most enjoy about her coaching and playing under her as well as Tara.
I really respect Kate and her work ethic. I remember from my freshman year, she was always there when I wanted to work out, and she's always there when I need her. And I have so much love for her and respect for her and her work. She's always the one getting us going in practice, and yeah, I'm super grateful that she's my coach.
Yeah, I mean, one word to describe her is intense, and she brings it every single time. So we feed off of that when she's bringing her intensity. Yeah.
Not that you're going to divulge any secrets, but Stanford's always been good at pretty much for the most part, taking the other team's top scorer maybe out of the game and making them change the way that they play. You got a big challenge with Norfolk State coming up, and now that you've seen the film of Diamond and the way they play, what's the challenge going to be like?
I don't think we focus on a specific player in our scouting. I think we focus on the entire team, and I think that's what we're going to do again. We focus on every player. Every player is important. So, yeah, just focusing on the entire team and how we can help ourselves win.
Yeah.
Brooke, kind of going back to sending out the seniors, and what's sort of your observation of Cam and Hannah and how much they want to sort of make up for a shorter run last year and in their final chance?
Yeah, I mean, as much as we want to make up for it, I think we're really focused on this year, and we just want to go as far as we can. They're both great leaders and great teammates, and we all enjoy playing with them. They enjoy playing with us. So I think just really riding that high for as long as we can with them. Yeah, we just want to make it last as long as possible. I think that's our focus. Yeah.
And you all spoke about the joy. It does seem this year's group is the chemistry is maybe a little bit different. What can you point to? Is it just having gone through more time together or experience, or is it just something about this group that clicked?
I don't know. I don't want this year to end, honestly. I feel we know our roles very well, and Tara and the coaching staff have done a great job with that. And I don't know. I'm rooting for my teammates. I love them, and I think we all do that. So, yeah.
I think just to add on to her, we really do enjoy playing with each other, and practice every day is fun. We push each other hard, but we still have fun with it. So I think just having fun and working hard goes a long way.
One question from up here. There's a lot of basketball on in March. How much do you watch other tournament games when you're in this mode versus take a break from basketball when you're not doing film study or practice?
I think we watch film on the teams we're gonna play, obviously, but I think you can find a good balance. You have all day, so I think you can watch some games, but also just enjoy it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think we try to tune in when we can. Definitely going to be watching film to prepare us for our games. But for me personally, I'm always playing basketball and watching film, so I like to step away from it sometimes. But I don't know, I can't speak for everybody else. But yeah.
I try not to watch much if it's not for our team, because I want a little break from basketball sometimes.
Any more questions for the student athletes? Thank you, Elena, Brooke, and Chloe. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
We'll now take a short break and be back with Stanford head coach Tara VanderVeer. I'll start us, Tara. I'm going to start us. Yep. As a reminder, please silence all cell phones. Welcome to today's press conference for Stanford Cardinal head coach Tara VanderVeer. Stanford's sports information director is John Cantalupi. We'll now take questions for Coach VanderVeer. As a reminder, please state your name and affiliation at the beginning of each question. If you're on the Zoom call and have a question, please use the raise hand function, and I will call on you if we have time for your question.
Ben Parker, CardinalSports.com. Just Tara, just now that you've kind of watched a little more film on Norfolk State, just kind of what are your thoughts on them, and just what have you seen from them now that you've kind of watched some tape on them?
You know, they've had a great season, and you asked about their mascot. I think they're the Spartans. And they have really talented players. Obviously, you've pointed out Diamond Johnson, but they're really a complete team. They play a different style than probably we've played against a lot. They press and play more of a 3-2 zone, but they're very capable, to mix it up. We know that we're going to be very challenged, and we will have to play very well. And our team is really excited about the opportunity.
Hi, Janie McCauley from AP. Tara, what is it about this group that you can just see how much they love each other? And I'm not saying that it wasn't that way last year, but it just something about all the different lineups. Something has worked with this group.
Well, I think, Janie, it was very disappointing. The last time I was sitting up here was not a fun time. And it was very disappointing to not get out of Maples. And, I think that we have learned from that. And, Jerry asked, kind of what have we learned? I think last spring, our staff and team worked really hard at understanding how we can have a great year, and our mantra has been best year ever. And so every day coming to the gym, really working on connectivity with not just our staff but our team. And we do have, first of all, we have a very close staff, and you pointed out Kate Pay. She's phenomenal. But beyond Kate, Katie Stedding, a Stanford grad. We brought back Tempe Brown, who's been outstanding. And we have Stanford grad Erica McCall-Bird, who brings her pro experience and her love for Stanford back to this team. So I think that right off the bat, and obviously we've got John Cantalupe back, his hard work, and he's been fabulous. And I think just really reestablishing what is Stanford basketball. And if we strayed away, we're in a different time, whether it's with the portal or with all the different things that are, going on with collectives and NIL, and to really navigate that, maybe more successfully this year. One thing that we've had that's been different, we've had the same starting lineup basically in every game except when Cam has been out with an injury. And I think people really understand their roles. Maybe they're more specific roles this year, and I think that's helped someone like Kiki Iriafen know, hey, we're depending on me for 18 points a game and 10 rebounds. And so that stability, I think, has been something really good. So the connectivity, stability, the kind of reinvestment with our staff of getting people that really understand what Stanford has been and how we want to play. And then our 3 freshmen have been phenomenal. I mean, I think Chloe did a great job, and she's playing really well. Understanding, Courtney expressed this right from the beginning, I want to star in my role. Not be a star, but star in my role. And that was something that Steph Curry shared with our team right in the beginning, right over here in the APG. So kind of a long answer, but this has been a really fun year. And this has been a really... just kind of why you coach. This type of team that is unselfish. Cam leading our team in assists sometimes. Here's an All-American that is really a facilitator a lot. Kiki getting honorable mention All-American, someone that's all Pac-12. Hannah Jump having a great season. Talana, and bringing those young people along. I think one other thing is I think our leadership has been more maybe intentional. And we've worked with a leadership specialist, and I think that's been a real big difference for our team too.
Yeah, Jerry from the Mercury News. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be an established starter, but is there someone that you've looked to specifically on the team that maybe practices dragging just a tad, and they're not having quite the joy that you want, that always gets things turned around for you, that kind of gets the team going?
I think that really everyone has done really well this year. But I would say, Brooke Dimitri, I kind of call her, Miss Steady Eddie. She is every day excited, every day. And I also say that one of the things that's really helped us this year, I think sometimes, we had 15 players on our team, and this year obviously we have 12. I think it's having fewer players has allowed me to get to know them better, but we have had a fantastic core of male practice players, and they're not allowed to be here today, but yesterday, as an example, they come every morning for our practice, and they all said to me, Tara, this is the highlight of my day. And when you have, like 5 or, that we'd have like usually, 3 or 4 of them coming, and they brought a lot of good energy too. So I think this year has just been a lot of good energy. And a lot of people saying, hey, we learned from maybe last year, and we want to have a great run. And whether it's the leadership or connectivity or the maturity of our staff and just the getting it. And that's why, like when I sit here today, I'm just like, wow, we just want to play well. And One of the things I say with our team is, do our best and forgive the rest. Let's just come out and give it our all. And I think our team is in that place, and it's a great, great place to be.
CardinalSports.com. Tara, just thoughts on what has been the key to Kiki Iriofen's growth, most improved player in the league? Just from what have you seen from her from last year to now that has really allowed her to take the jump that she's taken?
Kiki might be one of the most improved players I've ever coached. And I'm trying to think of some other players that have made the jump that she's made. I think it's a combination of her opportunity and knowing I've got to get it done, and the confidence that we have in her, and her own confidence, and her time that she puts in. One of our men's basketball assistants said, "Tara, Kiki's the one I see in the gym all the time." Well, that's how you get good. You put in the extra time, and so she's paid her dues. A lot of times, a lot of players want to be great as freshmen. Well, it takes some growing, and I think she's a great mentor for our young players, just to encourage them to, stay with things, to improve. And I think she's been really positive with another player that's improved a lot is Janiyah Harrell. Janiah's given us great minutes. So whether it's Kiki, helping other young players, we've counted a lot on young people stepping up, and Kiki is the great example for all the rest of our players to say, look what can happen. Be patient, keep working hard, and Alana, Chloe, they're all making those kind of big steps.
Cheryl Coward from Hoopfeed. This week we saw a lot of coaches, longtime great coaches, retire. Katie Meyer just announced her retirement. Lisa Stockton at Tulane, Bonnie Hendrickson at Santa Barbara. And you mentioned some of the changes that have gone on in the sport. But with all of these changes, what are some of the positives, and among those things motivates you personally to continue?
Well, I reached out to all those, the three women that have had great careers, and a lot of the changes obviously are so obvious. Whether it's the portal, the collectives, NIL, and obviously the new league. It's changing. But one of the things I think that's changing in a real positive way is just the attention for women's basketball. The fact that you're all here, the fact that we're set up like this, and the enthusiasm. I'm reading about women's basketball in the New York Times or in the Atlantic, or obviously you all have done a great job of covering our team and women's teams, but Cameron Brink and Caitlin Clark and Juju Watkins, they're Hannah Hidalgo, they're household names, and that's what's really exciting. We're just really on the edge of just explosion of women's basketball, and the TV coverage, the games, NCAA games being on ABC, the excitement and enthusiasm, the fans. When I'm watching, if I'm watching the teams that we're playing, seeing the great fans that are in the stands watching all these teams. So it's a real exciting time to be part of women's basketball.
Could you maybe share some of the things you said to some of those coaches that you've known over the years and what they contributed to the game?
Well, most of the coaches I've played against. So, I've known, and like someone like Katie Meyer was the coach in the ACC that reached out to me about, hey, come into the ACC, I thought that was really classy. And then, I've known Lisa Stockton, I've known Bonnie Hendrickson, so, we've had parallel careers, so, whether I've seen them recruiting or talked to them about all kinds of different things, they're my colleagues and friends.
Marissa and Jimmy, Stanford Skill Chronicle. Tara, you just mentioned Janiyah a little bit ago, and you've mentioned your confidence in her has grown a little bit in the latter half of this season. For a young player like her, we saw Talana seize a role last year, any of the young players, what are you looking for from someone like Janiyah to earn a regular rotational role?
Well, Marissa, thanks for asking about Janiyah, because she's, I think, one of the unsung heroines of our team this year. Talana was out in a couple games, and Janiyah stepped in as a starter and had great games. She's come in some very big games. When Cam was out, she had a great game against Oregon State here at Maples. She's someone that, again, like Kiki, has paid her dues, and she works very hard in practice. Right from the beginning, I saw her playing against when we would scrimmage the guys. She's fearless. She comes out, she attacks the basket. She has an excellent three-point shot, and a lot of it is getting opportunity. When you're playing on a team with Lexi and Lacey 2 years ago, and Anna Wilson, you're not going to beat them out. So she's, paid her dues and put in her time, and now it's her chance to get out there, and she's doing very, very well.
Ben Parker, CardinalSports.com. Tara, I just kind of want to get your thoughts on the men's basketball program, coaching change, Jared Hascott lead of his duties, just kind of your thoughts on that program and what you think perhaps they kind of most need to do to maybe kind of get to the level that you feel that they can get to.
Well, I've known, obviously, Jared and other coaches that have been at Stanford, and I don't know that anyone works as hard as Jared has. He really works really hard, and he is totally committed to Stanford basketball. And I know that his team worked hard for him, and just sometimes just things like this year. They lost some games early that, had they gone the other way, maybe it would have impacted the season differently. But I have nothing but respect and admiration for the work that he's done, and, hope that whoever comes in will be successful. We want to have Maples rocking for both men's and women's basketball, and obviously football too. But the challenges at Stanford are hard, and they're real. And it's we're in a new era in sports, and we have to figure out how we can evolve to be successful like we have been. And so I think that's where we're at right now, and we're trying to really figure this out. I mean, it's the importance of you look at USC, 3 graduate students from Ivy League schools in their starting lineup. You look at just any of the programs. I mean, just the transfer portal. Stanford, we are not necessarily new basketball landscape friendly, and we have to figure out how we can be relevant. And obviously, we want to continue the great tradition of both men's and women's basketball at Stanford.
One last question, a little sentimental. It's Chiney Ogwumike's birthday today. How much do you remember about her last game here when Stanford won in the Elite Eight to go to the Final Four, and her last game as a senior?
I need to text Chiney too, and I knew it was her birthday. We played in Norfolk with Chiney, and she actually got hurt. But she had a fabulous career, and I think that Kiki and Cam are trying to walk in those same shoes, be a double-double machine, which Chiney was. And Chiney led us to the Final Four in her senior year, and really was a fearless competitor. I wondered when NECA graduated how Chiney was going to step up. I didn't have to worry. She was a monster. Loved coaching her and love her and her family. All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Coach VanderVeer, and good luck tomorrow. We'll now have a short break and be back at 2:05 for Maryland's press conference.